This conference will now be recorded.
Go ahead, Neeraj. Sorry.
I'm a fresh graduate engineering student, sir.
Okay. Which discipline?
Hello, sir. This is audible, sir.
Yeah, there is a little break in your voice. So I'm asking, which discipline of engineering you have completed? What is the branch?
Electronics and communication branch, sir.
Okay.
Electronics and communications.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So do you know anything about data science? How you have selected data science, as your career path?
Yeah, sir. I learned machine learning in my academics, sir.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
3 credit course, sir.
Okay.
That's why I'm interested in data science.
Okay. Okay. So you have a paper in your BTech, right? On machine learning. Okay. So do you?
Yes, sir.
I believe you must have some knowledge on Python also, right?
Sir, yeah, I know, sir.
Okay. 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 So finally you decided that you will build your career in data science, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. That's a good choice, Mallikarjun. So yeah, thanks for
Thank you,
sharing
sir.
the information about yourself. So what we
Okay, sir.
will do is maybe for next 15-20 minutes, I will take you through the data science, not in academic perspective, as you have seen it in your BTech, but I will try to help you, understand what are the various areas, in which we are actually using data science. Okay. So we will get
Okay, sir.
started with the introduction of data science. What is data science all about, right? So since you are a fresh graduate, you might not be listening too much about softwares or maybe the data science or data analysis from the information technology industry. Okay. So let us say 5-6 years before, the word data science is not so popular in the IT world. Okay. So there are
Okay.
some level of analysis is happening. Yes, of course, we all know that without analytics, right, no business will run, right? So even if you start a
Okay, sir.
small food joint, let us say you have started a small hotel, right, which will serve
Okay, sir.
snacks or something like that. For that also you need to have some level of analytics, right? You cannot just open the hotel as it is. You need to plan before, right? What items you are
Yes.
going to serve, right? Let us say you are going to serve maybe some idli and dosa, right? So what quantity of batter you need to prepare, right? You do not prepare maybe 100 kgs of idli batter, right? That may not be sold out, correct? So you will plan maybe, okay, so I will start with 20 kgs of batter. How you have decided to start with 20 kgs of batter, right? So there might be some analytics happen behind, right? You may know the locality where you have started your hotel, right? And you may have some level of understanding, okay, maybe 50 customers may visit my hotel today, right? If all 50 has ordered maybe a plate of idli, maybe to 5 kgs or 6 kgs of battery is enough for you, like that. So even if you are going to start a small hotel, right, in your locality, you will do analysis. Okay. So this analytics was there from years, right? It was there from the starting ages of the businesses. Every business run on analytics. Okay. So now analytics is already there, right? Analytics is performing all the required analysis, right? So then why we needed data science, right? So the question is, what is the difference between data science and data analytics, right? Let me share my screen. Let us make this session more interactive, Mallikarjun. As many number of
Okay, sir.
questions you ask, I will be more interested to answer. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So so what is the difference between data analysis and data science? Okay. So this is the question,
Okay, sir.
right? How data analysis and data science are different. So let us take an example. Let us take a small example. All right. For suppose you know IBM, right? In international business missions, right? So they manufacture infrastructure, IT infrastructure like computers, computer peripherals, softwares, hardwares, lot many things. Okay. So let us say in the last quarter of 2018, okay, IBM has witnessed a downfall in their sales. Okay, from let us say $1 crore to $0.85. Okay, so in 2018 Q3, their sales were $1 crore. Let us say, let us assume. Okay, and in Q4, that means in the last quarter of that particular year, their sales is dropped by 0.25 crores. So that means quarter of their sales have been dropped. Okay, so this is the business scenario, let us assume, right? So what IBM folks will do, they will ask their analytics team, what is the reason, why my sales are down? Okay, so there comes the analytics. Okay, who will study what reasons? Okay, they analyze it and then they conclude. Okay, so this is what happens, right? Analytics team, they will identify the reasons why the sales are down, and they will analyze what is the impact of each of these reasons, right? And they conclude, okay, so in overall, these are the contributors. Maybe there might be some recession happened, or there might be some cultural downfall happened in that particular country, whatever. But because of those reasons, the sales have been dropped. So this is what the conclusion analytics team will make. Okay, and they will also suggest a safety measure, or maybe an improvement measure. Okay, so they will say like they will suggest the IBM leadership team stating, okay, so sir, why don't you go ahead and do this change in your business setup so that your sales will be grown again. Okay, your sales will be increased again. So like that they will do some suggestion. Okay, so this is what conventional analysis. Whenever there is something happened, analytics team will go and identify the reasons, will analyze those reasons, and will derive conclusions based on that analysis. And that conclusion includes maybe a suggestion for improvement, or maybe a suggestion for taking out any of the business techniques those are being applied, whatever, right? They will conclude on something. This is what the conventional analytics is. That's what called data analysis, right? So whereas in data science, this analysis will happen. Okay, science. In data science, analytics, whatever the analytics we are seeing here, right? Identifying the reasons, analyzing those, concluding, all that happens along with training the models to predict same scenario in future. Okay. So this is what happening extra in data science. Okay. Analytics is happening. Along with analytics, the data scientist, like you, right, like maybe some other person who is the data scientist, that particular person will develop a mathematical model. Okay, and that particular model will keeps on observing the sales trend. sales pattern of the IBM, so that it will predict, boss, if you continue like this, maybe in 2019 Q4 you will again have a sales drop. Okay, like that the mathematical model will predict. Okay, and based on that prediction, IBM leadership team, way before they actually get losses, they will try to fix those, or they will try to avoid that loss. Okay, so this is why data science is currently emerging very fast. Okay, so in these days, if you are running your business very well, it is not sufficient. Running the business well is not sufficient these days, right? These days what is required is basically, along with running your business well, you also need to predict what are the risks or what are the challenges those will be coming up in future for that particular business. If you are able to predict, or if you are able to guess those, estimate those challenges and risks, you can obviously make your business safeguarded. Okay, so that is why these days data science became more popular. Making sense, Mallikarjun? Is this meaningful, or do you understand what I wanted to say?
Yes, sir.
I'm getting, sir.
Okay, okay, that's good. So now, how we can do this? What is mathematical model? How we can, how we want to, how, what is the approach of training that, right? And what are the various methodologies involved in it, right? That's all part and parcel of the data science training. Okay, you need to get trained on that stuff so that you will understand the role of a data scientist. So data scientist is nothing but a person who is capable of doing this, right? A person who is capable of developing the mathematical model, a person who is capable of analyzing the, just a second, who is capable of analyzing the data, who is capable of designing a model, who is capable of implementing it, right? So that is what the role of a data scientist, right? And if one wanted to become a data scientist, what that particular person is supposed to learn? Okay, so that there comes the components of the components of data science. What are the components of data science? Can you give a guess, Mallikarjun? What will be the components of data science? Any idea?
Maybe Python or
Okay, keep on saying. That's okay. You know, there is no right or wrong here.
machine
I just wanted to, yeah, understand. Yeah, what is your personal? Yeah, carry on.
data wrangling, data visualization,
Data wrangling,
yes,
visualization. Okay.
machine
Mhm.
learning,
Okay.
SQL servers.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay, so a part of this is correct. Of course, you know, as you have studied in your engineering, I think, yeah, you were able to crack this down to some extent. But the components of data science are not Python or something, etc., etc. Okay, those are the tools. Okay, so you may use Python, you may use R, you may use SAS, you may use SQL, you may use C, .NET, Java, whatever. These are all the software tools. Okay, so those are not actually the true components of data science. but they are called as enablers. Okay, and the components of data science are, as you said, yes, machine learning. Okay, deep learning, and okay. So under deep learning, there is another component, deep Q learning. Okay, and under machine learning, there is another component, reinforcement learning. Okay, but yes, majorly speaking, machine learning, deep learning, and NLP are the components of data science. So we have seen, just a few minutes before, data science is nothing but application of analytics along with training a model, mathematical model, to learn that analytics and to apply it on the real-time data so that some level of prediction can be done, okay, on the business. So in order to achieve this, right, how can you train a mathematical model? How can you analyze the data using that model, right? So all these things you can achieve it through these three components: machine learning, deep learning, and NLP. Okay, so these are various techniques, with which you can actually become a data scientist. Okay, so apart from these three, there is another component. It is not actually the part of data science. Okay, it's not actually the part of data science. It is beyond and above. But however, how you can call a particular system is artificially intelligent? If you wanted to say maybe a robo or maybe a software application, if you are saying that that particular application or that particular robo is artificially intelligent, that means the robo is capable of doing these three. The robo is capable of analyzing the data based on deep learning or maybe based on reinforcement learning, and the robo must be capable of interpreting natural language, human language, right, based on which it will take some level of decisions. So if your robo is capable of interpreting NLP and deep learning, that means what, in a way it is using the components of data science, right? And with those components you are achieving artificial intelligence to that particular robot. That means artificial intelligence may be the component of data science, correct? So that is what the discussion point is. That is what the $1,000,000 question is. Some people call artificial intelligence as a discipline of data science, but some people call artificial intelligence as a separate discipline. They will not accept if you say that it is part of data science. They will say artificial intelligence is superior than data science. That means one level higher than data science. It is naturally, yes, artificial intelligence is higher than data science, because in data science you can either use the machine learning or deep learning or NLP, right, or maybe a combination of this. But in artificial intelligence you must be capable of using all these three. So that means artificial intelligence is more complex. Okay, so like that. So artificial intelligence, few folks call it as a separate discipline, few folks call it as a sub-discipline of data science. Either ways, whatever the way you feel comfortable, you can perceive it in that way. Okay, I feel like artificial intelligence is a separate subject altogether. Okay, so that's all. Any questions so far on Mallikarjun?
No, sir. I'm
Okay,
getting.
you're getting right. Okay,
Yes.
so let us, yeah, great. So let us just look at the real time uses of these components. Okay, so yes, you understand in your BTech that how a machine learning model can be built, right? Maybe a regression model, or maybe a clustering model, or maybe a polynomial classification, whatever it is. But how a model can be built, you must be having some high level of understanding. But in reality, where machine learning is being used, okay, So we will look into it. All right. I will give you a live example. Okay. This is my favorite example also. Let's go to Amazon. Okay. So you must have shopped in Amazon, right? For many number of times. So have you ever
Yes, sir.
observed?
Plus,
Sorry.
I'm not seeing your screens.
Oh my God.
I'm not seeing your screen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it up here? Yeah. Are you able to see my this MS Paint?
Yes, sir, yeah.
MS Paint you are able to see, right?
Yes.
Okay. And now is Amazon appearing?
No, sir.
Oh, so give me a second. Now Amazon, are you able to see?
No, sir. Still no.
Let's see.
Yes, sir. No,
Now you can, right?
yes.
Okay. So this is my Amazon, okay, account, right? So now it is totally being operated on machine learning, Mallikarjun. Okay, and yes, there is a level of deep learning algorithms also, but majorly Amazon is a best example of machine learning. Okay, so I'll explain you how. For example, I wanted to buy Samsung, whatever, some mobile. Okay, so this is Samsung A80 mobile phone. Okay, I wanted to buy this. I am just checking in Amazon, right? What is this mobile and what are the features of this mobile? Okay, so I have seen it, and what I have done is I actually went back. Okay, this mobile I have just verified. Okay, 47,990. Okay, and after that I have checked M30. Okay, this one, Galaxy M30. Okay, this is that mobile.
Yes.
So I have gone through all the features. Okay, and I have actually understood what is the specification of this mobile, everything. Okay, I have studied everything. Okay, and on this particular, okay, Galaxy M30, on this particular web page, right, I spent, let us say, 1 minute. That means 60 seconds. Okay, and on the other mobile, right, which is A380, A80, whatever. Okay, so this A80 I have spent, let us say, 30 seconds. Okay, and like that I have selected, I have gone through few other mobile phones, and there is a different times, different durations that I have spent on each of these mobiles. Okay, and I have shut down this, Google Chrome, and I logged off today. Okay, and tomorrow when I have opened my Facebook, or when I have opened my YouTube, right, or when I have opened my Amazon, okay, Google or whatever, the mobile phone that I have searched for yesterday, that will be popped up in my screen. Have you ever observed that, Mallikarjun? Okay. For example,
Yes, sir.
I have checked all this, right? And when I am doing some search, okay, here, all the mobile phones that I have searched in Amazon yesterday will be appeared. What is happening behind? And see, The mobile phones, those are appearing are 7,000, 10,000, 11,000, something like that, 13,000, 20,000, like that. But the mobile phone that I have actually checked first time, 47,990, that is not appearing here. You know the reason? Amazon has decided that I am the customer who can buy a mobile phone which is worth of maximum 20,000. Amazon knows that I am not going to spend maybe 50,000 or 60,000 on any mobile. So whatever the recommendations Amazon is doing, that is doing on the mobiles which are less than or equals to 20,000 of price bracket. Price bracket. Okay, so this is the machine learning. Okay, so there is no scientist, there is no analyst who is actually watching me, right? This is all computer. I have just opened a few mobile phones and I have gone and I again came back to Google, and the thing is I have not opened Amazon here. I have just opened Google. Okay, but the category of the mobile phones that I have searched yesterday or searched before is actually appearing to me. That means it is actually dragging my interest. Okay, by displaying it on Google, the Amazon folks are actually pulling me to buy that particular mobile. Okay, and also they are not wasting their time by advertising 50,000 or 60,000 of 60,000 worth of mobile phones. They are not actually displaying any of those mobiles, if you see, right? These are all some mid-size mobile phones which are less than or equals to 20,000. Okay, so this is the machine learning algorithm, right? And
Yes, sir.
this is where Amazon is applying a prediction technique of what this guy can, which type of mobile phone this particular person will buy. That is the prediction algorithm. Okay, it will apply a lot many things like binary classification, polynomial classification, clustering, right? Regression, linear, non-linear, blah blah blah. Okay, and after all that application, it will come up to a conclusion stating, okay, if I recommend these mobile phones, the person might buy it. Okay, so that is why even if I open Facebook, maybe the similar advertisements will pop up. Okay, and these advertisements will go off only when I purchase the mobile phone. Okay, when I purchase the mobile phone from Amazon, let us say I have purchased the mobile phone tomorrow. Okay, on Amazon. Okay, and from day after tomorrow onwards, these advertisements will not be popped up. Okay, so this is what machine learning is. Understand so far, correct?
Yes, sir.
So now imagine you have checked all these mobile phones and tomorrow you have gone to Reliance Digital, that is somewhere near to your home. Okay, and you purchased a mobile there. You have not purchased any mobile on Amazon, assume it. Okay, and you have purchased the mobile phone from a physical store, Reliance Digital, Chroma or whatever, right? A physical store nearby your home. Okay, and from day after tomorrow, Amazon stopped showing you all these advertisements. That means they have applied a deep learning technique this time, not a machine learning technique. Because if you have bought a mobile phone on Amazon, obviously Amazon will have all that record and they will understand, okay, this guy purchased the mobile phone, there is no need of advertising on it. So that's a machine learning algorithm. Okay, but if you purchase the mobile phone outside physically from Chroma, but still Amazon is actually able to identify that you have purchased the mobile phone, that's deep learning. That means what? They are tracking your bank records, they are tracking your purchase history. Okay, not only through Amazon.in website, but Amazon folks are actually watching you, maybe through some other channel. Okay, so if that's what happening, such a kind of prediction is called a deep learning technique. Okay, are you able to
Hello,
make
sir.
the
How
difference
can they
here?
track? Hello, sir.
Yeah,
How can they track our history, sir?
there are a lot of channels behind. Okay, Amazon, banks, for example, I am using a HDFC. Okay, HDFC credit card, for suppose say. Okay, and I have whatever the detail I have entered into my Amazon account, the same details I will be having in my HDFC card also, right? For example, mobile number. Okay, whatever the mobile number I am entering in Amazon website, the same mobile number I have used for swiping my HDFC card, and I have used the same mobile number for the store. Okay, in the Reliance Digital store, I have given the same mobile number. So based on the mobile number, there will be a track established. There will be a transaction record established, and that particular record will be shared among all the business entities where your mobile number is part of it. Okay, so like that, this is what called key value storing. Okay, in technical terminology, this is what key value storing, and based on the key, your transaction, your purchase record, everything will be monitored. Okay, so that is why you might have seen a lot of movies these days coming up, right, on the cyber security, cyber crime, right? So this is the back end, cyber crime. Whenever a cyber crime happen, how police is able to track that down, how police is able to identify the thief and catch him. They are using deep learning. Okay, and cyber security, ethical hacking, all that, right? You know it, right? All these words, how a hacking has been predicted, monitored, predicted, and controlled through deep learning. Okay, so like that, it's altogether a different algorithm, but for understanding purpose you can keep this in your mind. Okay, what is the difference of machine learning and deep learning, this thing, right? I will give you one more simple example which will explain to you the role of machine learning in our regular life. Okay, so you must be using your smartphone, right? And you must have taken a selfie of yourself sometime before, correct? Have you ever took the selfie?
Yes, sir.
Or when you
That's
face
automatically
the
tagged in Facebook.
that automatically tags what?
That's automatically tagged in Facebook, sir.
Yeah, it automatically tags in Facebook, but before to that, when you just on your selfie camera and put it in front of your face, it will tells your gender and it will predict your age. Have you observed that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If
Yes.
you are 25-year age, it will say maybe 27 or maybe 26 or 24, but more or less close to your age only. Okay, it will not say
Yes,
you are
sometimes.
42. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Sometimes, yes, based on the angle of the camera you put, that may give you the wrong figure. But if you adjust it to the proper angle, and if you are using a good mobile phone, okay, that will predict your age almost accurately. Okay, and gender, of course, it will straight away say that you are a male, correct? So how it is actually saying, how the selfie camera is actually able to determine your gender and age. There is a machine learning algorithm. Okay, the machine learning algorithm will study the features of your face. Okay, all those features will be studied, and these features will be compared against the features those are already there in the system. Okay, if mustache is there, yes, that is one of the feature of a male. Okay, if eyebrows are thick, maybe that is one of the feature of a male, right? If the skin is rough kind of thing, then that's the feature of a male. Kind of, there will be a repository of features of both male and female in the database of that particular application, okay, which selfie camera is using. And your features, those have actually been captured by the camera on that particular point of time, will be compared with the historical features those are already there in the system. And based on the percentage of matching, okay, the selfie application will tell whether you are a male or female. Okay, and based on those features, it will tries to predict your age also. Okay, this person age will be so and so. Okay, so this is what machine learning algorithm does. Okay, machine learning algorithm will be applied in such scenarios where the commonalities are very low and distinguished features are very high. For example, put a face of a male and female side by side, photograph of male and female side by side. Obviously common features will be less, right? Distinguished features will be more. Okay, common features are what? Eyes, both male and female will have two eyes, right? Nose, there will be one nose to both male and female, one mouth to both male and female. These are the common features. Common features are only three. And distinguished features, unique features are how many? They will be high in numbers. Eyebrow might be thick, mustache will be there for male, beard will be there for male, right? And hair will, I mean, there won't be any long hair to a male, right? So these are all various features which are high in number, correct? So when the commonality is low and distinguished features are high, based on such scenarios, if you are predicting something, such a prediction can be done by machine learning. Okay, this is called simple prediction. Prediction is pretty simple. You can easily identify who is female or who is male, correct? Because you know it, right? The features of male and female. So here the prediction is simple. It's simple prediction. For all simple predictions, we will use machine learning technique. Okay. And now imagine a scenario. I am taking the picture of a male rabbit and a female rabbit. Can the selfie camera says which is male and which is female by just looking at the rabbit's face? May not, right? What happens here? Here the common features are high between both male and female rabbit, right? By just looking at the face of a rabbit, you cannot say it's male, whether it is a male or female, because the distinguished features which can help us to determine the gender are very low in rabbits. Okay, the common features are very high. Okay, so this is called complex prediction. If you wanted to identify the gender of a rabbit by just looking at its face, the prediction will be complex. Common people like you and me, we cannot predict whether the rabbit is male or female by just looking at its face. But whosoever the animal experts, right, zoologists, they can still say by just looking at the face. How they are actually able to do that? They know the deeper aspects of male and female rabbit face features. Okay, so that means what? The prediction they are doing is complex. So when you are doing a complex prediction, the technique you can use is deep learning. Okay, simply for all simple predictions use machine learning. For all complex predictions use deep learning. Okay, so these are the examples in our day-to-day life where we are already using machine learning. We are already using deep learning. All the thing what we are actually wanted to do now is we want to apply these to the business. As I said, right, if you buy your mobile phone in Reliance Digital, how Amazon get to know about it? That is where Amazon is supposed to implement deep learning. Okay, making sense, Mallikarjun?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now the third component, which is NLP, natural language processing. Okay, so NLP
Yes.
became so prominent and so important in data science these days because of one reason. What is that reason?
Text to speech, sir.
Text to speech is okay, but why natural language, deep learning, these things became so popular? And
Because
or
of
otherwise, go ahead, please.
its accuracy is high, sir.
Yeah, accuracy is high. But yeah, before coming to accuracy, the fundamental reason is these days we are having a huge volume of unstructured data. I don't know from when you are using smartphone, but do you remember the days where you do not have a smartphone, where we used to have only the landlines, and where we have that long heavy cameras, for taking pictures and photographs? Those days, information means what? Data means what? Data means maybe an Excel file. Data means maybe a text file. Data means maybe a database. That's it. That is the data. That's what data is, which is structured. So in Excel, you can find the data in a row and column fashion. Okay, and that's a tabular formation. That's a tabular form, right? It's a structured data. Okay, and
Yes.
nowadays when smartphone emerged, so what is the volume of data your phone is holding? Maybe 32 GB, maybe 64 GB. Your individual phone is holding 32 GB of the data. Now imagine what is the size of the data that all the mobile phones in this world is having, right? And imagine what is the size of data that all the CCTVs on your roads, on our roads, are actually having the volume of information. So now these days, data is not in structured format. It is in various formats. It is in a picture
Unstructured.
format. Yes, it is in picture format. It is in video format. It is in some text format. Blah blah blah, etc. etc. Hundreds of thousands of different sources of data. Okay, so that is unstructured. When the data is unstructured, human being cannot work. Even though you are a Einstein, you cannot work more than a day on an unstructured data. If you spend one day in analyzing unstructured data, second day you will become mad because you're human beings end of the day. We cannot process unstructured data more than a particular capacity of us. Okay, so there comes the importance of technology. So when you are supposed to deal with unstructured data, yes, this is another reason why data science emerged. Earlier, data was structured and we depended on data analytics. Now data became unstructured and the volume of unstructured data is extremely high, right? And hence, we are dependent on data science. And under data science, if you are supposed to deal with unstructured data, you need to know NLP. Your system need to know NLP, how to process the natural language. That natural language can be a human written language and can be a speech, okay, text to speech, whatever you said, right? Speech to text, vice versa, correct, okay, like that. So if your system is capable of debugging this natural language, I have written something on my screen, I have written maybe say Mallikarjun, okay, so the system is capable of reading that, my handwriting, and it should be capable of deciding that I am writing a name of a person. And who is that person? Maybe my student, maybe my colleague, maybe my friend. That analysis will happen further. But very first step, the system need to understand what I am writing, right? That's why NLP comes into the picture. Okay. So these are the three core components of data science, based on which the current day business is running these days. And the reason why you have selected to learn data science, you must have done all this work in your mind before. You must have understood this. Okay, so the business is heavily dependent on this data science. If we learn data science, we will be in a demanding position. Okay, our profile will be a demanding profile. Okay, if you know how to implement machine learning, if you know how to implement deep learning algorithm, you are the rock star of the IT, right? Your profile is a hot cake, right? So all these factors, are supposed to be considered while choosing a career, which you have done, and I definitely appreciate for it. But yes, data science is going to ban the IT world in future. Okay, it's already doing, right? There are, as I have shown you, Amazon is one. And have you seen Amazon Go, Mallikarjun? Amazon Go? No?
No, sir.
Okay. So observe this video. Is this appearing to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Observe this video. You can check this out offline also. There are three
Yes.
different videos. There are a few different videos on Amazon Go. That is purely operating on deep learning, computer vision, and sensor fusion. Okay, so leave sensor fusion aside. That's not going to be part of this training program. But yes, deep learning is part of this training, right? But if time
Yes.
permits, I will touch base on a few basics of computer vision also. How to read the image, how to read a video file, right? And how to convert that into text. Those things I will be covering in this training. Okay. So apart from that, so have you
Okay.
understand how Amazon Go is working, Mallikarjun? Have you
Yes, sir.
seen that? Yeah. So that
Yes, sir.
means what we do usually when we enter into a supermarket, we will pick up the item that we want and we will get it billed, right? The billing counter,
Yes.
right? And then we will give our card, they will swipe the amount and then they will give a bill, blah, blah, blah. Right? Now in Amazon Go,
Yes.
it's also a kind of supermarket. You just go into that market and pick up whatever you want and walk out. That's it. Automatically the bill will be charged against the item you have taken, and that will automatically be
Yes.
deducted from your bank account. Okay, so all that
Yes.
happens on the fly. That's where the deep learning works simply. Okay, so the beauty of data science is going forward in future everything will be automated. Automation is not simple automation. Okay, it's not simple value stream mapping. Okay, avoid if there are 10 steps happening in the software, I understand all the steps and remove some unused or waste steps and reconnect it. Okay, it's not like that. Okay, data science is a scientific way of automating things. Okay, so in this half an hour of the discussion, I have given the definition of data science in three ways. First one, point number one, what is data science? Data science is analyzing the data, training the mathematical model based on that analysis to predict something. Okay, so this is what data science is, point number one. And data science will be used. Data science became so popular because of the huge volume of unstructured data that is being flown into the business. This is point number two. And the point number three is what I have just told you, why we need data science. Data science is the scientific way of automating the things, scientific way of automating the business processes. Okay, so these three are the definitions of data science. Okay, so that's why learning data science is definitely a kind of great choice for any graduates like you, for any experienced folks whoever wanted to learn the data science, because in future world is being run by data science. Okay,
Yes.
so this is some brief background about the implementation of data science. And just a quick overview, I will just take 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Mallikarjun. In this training program, what I am covering is basically I'm actually covering the training program in four different parts. Okay, so first one is the concepts of machine learning, deep learning, everything. Okay, second one is statistics and mathematics required for developing the models. Okay, and the third part of the training program is I'm providing this training using Python tool. Okay, I'm not touching this R and etc. I will be covering only Python. Okay, why Python? Python is most sophisticated than R, right? And it is having enormous number of libraries, okay, to perform various of these data science related activities. And there is a good support available online through forums, etc. And definitely compared with R, Python is an advanced language. Okay, I mean it is English like language more or less. Okay, so that's why I have selected Python for this training program. And in the real-time industry also, Python is the most popular tool that is being used over R. R will be used, but the R will be primarily used for data pre-processing. If you are supposed to read the data and you wanted to clean the data, then you can use R. But apart from that, for implementing the model, for developing the machine learning or deep learning models, R is not the suitable language. Python is more suitable. Okay, so that's why I have selected Python. Right? So this is the third part of the training program. First part, the conceptual knowledge of machine learning, deep learning, etc., NLP, etc. Third thing, the second part, statistics and mathematical aspects. Those are required for implementing this. And the third part is Python, the software technology tool that we are going to use. And the fourth part of the training program is a couple of exercises, okay, which will give you a kind of end-to-end understanding on how to implement a machine learning model, where to start and where to end. Okay, I'll be giving a couple of projects to you. Those are dummy projects anyway, but yes, that will give you an exposure of how it is happening, how things are happening. Okay, so like that. So under these four different parts, I will be delivering the training program. Okay. Any questions on this, Mallikarjun?
I don't have any, sir.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah.
I have to learn R also, sir.
I am not covering R in this training program. If you want to learn, you can learn definitely. But yes, in this training program, I am nowhere using R.
Yeah, it's my personal, sir. I have to learn R
Yeah, you
for
personally,
data cleaning.
you can. As such, if you can learn R, that's fine. But there is no you have to. Okay, so
Yeah.
there is no one will really force you, to learn R. No one will really says, oh, I don't select you since you don't know R. Python is good programming language. Okay, and
Yes.
if you want to learn and if you have some time, then learn R. Otherwise, I myself never used R. Okay, and by the way, just a
Okay.
quick introduction about myself. I am having around 14 years of experience in the IT, Mallikarjun.
Yes.
And
Okay.
yeah, I have started my career in 2004, and from then onwards, except the initial 1 or 2 years, almost for 12 years, I am into analytics. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I started as a data engineer to analytics team, and I then grew as a data scientist. Okay, and I worked as data scientist for almost 6 years. And from the last 3 years, for the last 3 years, I am the project leader of the data analytics data science team in my organization. Okay,
Yes.
so yes, over this period, I worked on SAS, by the way. I worked on SAS, SQL, and Python. I worked a very little on R, but yes, I personally don't suggest my team to work on R because R is a crude language. I don't like it, and most of the organization in the industry, they are not so uh, positive towards R. Okay, there are people who will work on R, but yes, Python is more sophisticated than R. Okay, so that is what
Okay.
the situation is. All right, and also I am the corporate trainer for data science. Okay, I train my staff
Okay.
in my organization. So yes, this is a brief background about myself. So yeah, whatever I am suggesting to you, those are the industry practices. Okay, so you can definitely you need not really worry about other things. Okay, whatever I am trying to deliver to you, you
Okay.
just stick to those. And if you brush up yourself very well on those aspects, on those topics, that would be good for you. That would be enough for you. That's my understanding.
Okay.
Okay. But apart from that, you are free to learn anything. If you have time, what I suggest is uh, learn Tableau. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Tableau is for data visualization. Okay. Learn Tableau, and yeah, SQL is a simple language. You everyone can write queries. I think you can also do it. But if you still have some time, then spend a little on R. Okay. Otherwise, focus on Python and Tableau, a little bit of R at that. So that even if in your interviews anyone asks you, do you know R? Instead of saying I don't know R, you can say I am beginner in R. I know R to a little bit, something like that. Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So yes. So this is what all about Mallikarjun. So if you don't have any questions, if you find, we will probably get started formally from tomorrow. Okay.
Sir, what are the other skills I have to learn for data science?
Other skills, you mean technologically?
Yes.
Technologically, I think these are fine. And in this training program, when I'm delivering this training program, okay, I will be taking you
Yes.
through all the critical aspects. Okay, data, how the data looks like,
Okay.
what are the various aspects of data you need to consider, right? How to read it, how to clean it, blah blah blah, how to prepare it, how to apply model, all these things. Okay, and we are anyway doing this through the Python program. So I think technically you are covered, but as I said, if you ask me, learn Tableau, and a little bit
Okay,
of
sir.
R also. Okay, these two are the
Yes.
supporters for you. Okay, apart from that, I
Okay,
don't
sir.
think so. We need anything else.
SAS is also needs.
SAS is also there,
Sir.
but SAS these days people are not using. Not people, organizations are not using SAS because SAS is costly basically. My career, I
It's
am
paid
a principal. Yeah, I'm a principal SAS consultant, by the way. Okay,
yes.
and I was leading the analytics span on SAS, and I started my career on SAS. Okay, SAS is definitely a great language. There is no doubt about it. Whatever you are doing with R, Python, X, Y, Z, you can do it single-handedly on SAS and more sophisticatedly. But the thing is, organizations are not ready to spend heavy number of dollars on licensing SaaS. It's not faded out. SaaS has actually improved a lot. They have expanded to the artificial intelligence area also. Okay. SaaS is very advanced than all this. Okay. The only thing is for one license, they need to spend 2 crore Indian rupees for one license.
Okay, sir.
And assume that how many licenses organization will be needing for all their employees,
Yeah.
right? They will end
It's
up
expensive.
spending huge number of money, yeah, in licensing only. So that is why R actually, that is the disadvantage of R. Sorry, disadvantage of SaaS. Okay,
Sir.
license cost is too heavy. It's too heavy
Yes.
simply. Organizations cannot afford. So that is the only disadvantage because of which SaaS is down. Otherwise, SaaS is the most beautiful, most effective software even
Okay.
today. Okay. So yeah, learning
Okay.
SAS it itself a big task. So don't learn SAS. That doesn't add any value. Anyway, you are a fresher, right? So no one expect
Yes.
those number of programming languages from you. Learn Python, a bit of R, and Tableau. This is a good package.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hadoop.
Good.
Hadoop is also
R,
needs.
Hadoop is also an ocean, Mallikarjun. That's a separate discipline. So if these two are different things. Learning Hadoop, learning data
Yes.
science is different thing. Hadoop is technical, right?
Yes.
It is techno-functional. Data science is techno-functional. So Hadoop also
Yes.
don't need. Okay. So
Okay.
see, this is how the life cycle of analytics happen. Read the data, apply the model,
Okay.
show the outcome to leadership. Okay, for example, you have
Okay.
applied a model and you derived some output out of it. From that, you wanted to show this to the management, right? And to the management, to a vice president, you cannot show a data set saying, sir, this is all the data, blah blah. You would like
Yes.
to show that in a graph or maybe some pie chart or something like that, correct? So
They don't
these
understand
are,
that data set.
yeah, absolutely. So that means data reading, model application, and visualization. These three are the important phases of a analytical model. Okay, you first need to read the data very well. Once the data is read and it is cleaned and ready, when the data is ready, then you will implement analytics on it. Okay, analytics is whatever your machine learning, deep learning algorithms. Okay, and after applying analytics, you will come up with something, right? Conclusion. That conclusion you wanted to visualize in a beautiful manner to the leadership, so that they will be amazed. Okay, for that you need to have data visualization. So these three are the different phases of the analytics life cycle. And here, if we choose the software tools, R is the best tool for data reading and data preparation. Python is also good, but R also good. So now let us say R you have used for data preparation, and for analytics implementation Python is good, R is not good here. So for analytics implementation you are using Python. So now you have implemented analytics and you came up with something. Now you need to visualize it. Tableau is the software for data visualization. Okay.
Yes.
These three
Yes.
things Python can do. You can read the data through Python, you can implement models, you can produce graphs through Python, everything you can do. In this training program, I will be covering how to produce graphs through Python, Python matplotlib, right? So there is a
Yes, sir.
library, right? So how to use that, how to produce
Matlab.
that, yeah, that anyway I am covering. But apart from that, if you learn Tableau in the IT world, Tableau is the famous popular software technology for data visualization. So if you learn
Yes.
Tableau, that's a simple thing. That is not complex. That is not going to be a complex training for you. That's a simple thing. So you can learn Tableau maybe in 10 or 20 days. That's it. You are covered. You know how to process the data. You know how to implement models, and you know how to visualize this. So you don't
Yes.
need anything else. Okay.
Yes. Okay,
So
sir.
these are the skill set required. Simply three: Python, Tableau, and if time permits, learn R. These three are enough. And Hadoop, yeah, if you pick that up, that itself a big pie. Okay, there are a lot many tools and
Yes.
technologies under Hadoop. So I personally don't
Yes.
recommend, because you will be deviated. You know what? You cannot focus on one. You will be deviated, and your
Yes.
core interest will be spoiled. So rather, just focus on these three, and focus on learning mathematics and statistics for implementing ML and
Yes.
DL algorithms. Okay,
These
that
are
will be
enough for
fine.
getting jobs. Fresher.
These are enough. Absolutely, these are enough. These are enough.
For
These are
freshers.
enough. Yeah, absolutely, for freshers only.
Yeah.
These are enough. But yes, what you need to do, everyone knows it, right? These are all the things I will tell to you, but you need to practice more on it. Okay. If I
Yes.
have explained you maybe a linear regression, implementation of linear regression with Python under machine learning, okay, I may cover in 2 or 3 days, but you need to practice it well on different data. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then you will be more familiarized
Perfect.
with that. Yeah, in interview they will only look at your skill set, your understanding on the data and the mathematical models. That's it. Apart from, if you are able to crack that down, if you have 0 years of experience or 5 years experience, that doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you need not worry about that part. If you learn these things thoroughly, no, Mallikarjun, I think you can
Yes,
crack
sir.
down the interview. I'm not seeing any roadblock.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other question?
So what about packages, sir, for freshers?
Yeah, that depends. It depends. In my organization for freshers, for IITians, right, we are paying 13 lakhs. Okay.
Yes.
For IIT, IIT BTech graduates, and for general campus recruitment, we are paying somewhere around 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, like that per annum, by the way. Okay, and that depends. Okay,
Okay.
some people will say my organization is not a paymaster, right? Some people will say maybe some other organization paying. However, and remember this, Mallikarjun. This is a good question what you have asked. Data scientist may earn maybe 10 rupees today, but over the period of time, he will earn like anything. Okay, if it is the matter of earning, data science, when you keep on increasing the experience, no, your value will be increased. But that's not the case in another technology. Have you ever seen a test engineer? Test engineer, I have started as a test engineer for suppose this year. My salary may be 10 lakhs. But eventually after 10 years as a test engineer, my salary, no one will be ready to pay even 7 lakhs or so. Why? Because as a test engineer, okay, when you grow in the number of years of experience, obviously your subject, your knowledge, everything will be outdated. Okay, but that is not the case in data science. Okay, so data scientist, if you add number of years on your portfolio, obviously your value will be increased. Because scientist, you know scientist, right? Who, any scientist, take any scientist, Abdul Kalam maybe, or maybe some other scientist who develops medicines or so, right? A junior scientist will be paid less and a senior scientist will be paid more. So that means in your first year you may be earning 10 lakhs, but in your 10th year you may be earning 50, 60 lakhs. Okay? So like that, data scientist getting a job as a data scientist is itself an opportunity. Don't look for salary. Okay? If they pay 2
Okay,
lakhs, join. If they pay 3 lakhs, join. Whatever the salary they will give, join. Establish your career as a data scientist, and your value will definitely be increased moving forward. Okay, so data scientist
okay,
profile is like a wine. Wine, you know wine, right? So wine, the number of years the wine will add, the value will be increased like that. So,
yes, sir.
so I'm a vintage wine in my organization because I spent almost 14 years as a data scientist, right? So that's
Yes,
why, yeah. So my organization, yeah, they don't mind, whatever the number of lakhs I ask to pay. Okay, so like that. So I'm just kidding. Jokes apart, data scientist profile itself heavily valued. Okay, so don't look for
okay,
salary as of now. Get a job, join in, and learn the things real time, how things happen, all that. Then
yes,
you need not worry about salary. That itself keep moving.
okay,
Recently, I have recruited a data scientist whose salary is 35 lakhs. Okay, per annum. He is having
yes,
somewhere around 12 years of experience. So imagine like that. Okay.
yes,
So yeah, salary is not a bar for data scientist.
okay, sir.
Yeah.
Decent salary is there.
Yeah, decent salary you will get. Yeah, any software profile, they will not pay you maybe 10,000 per month. Even call center guys
Yes,
are getting 20,000. Okay, per month. So
yes,
so yeah, you will definitely get a decent salary, maybe 30, 40. You can expect easily. But what I'm saying is, yes, you just don't keep that in mind at least for 2 or 3 years. Okay. After that, you will
okay, sir.
actually start getting the real benefits of data science. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. All the very best, Mallikarjun. And we
Thank you,
will
sir.
get started formally from tomorrow. Okay. And there are few other folks who are also interested. There is a guy who is engineering graduate like you. He's a fresher, right?
Yes,
And there are a couple of other who are experienced, who are having close to 8 to 10 years of experience. They also wanted to learn data science. Okay. So
yes,
yes. What I plan I'm going to do is I'm going to mix you with these three so that you four can together uh, roll on. Okay.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Good night. I will catch you tomorrow. I will intimate you the timing and everything. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And
Thank you, sir.
yes, Srinivas sir will give you further details. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good. Bye.